Good morning and welcome to Daily Journal Newsbreak, sponsored by Renaissance Bank. Today is Monday, September 10th, and I'm your host, Elizabeth Walters. We're going to take a look at today's top news and sports stories across Northeast Mississippi, but first, a look at your weather forecast. Today, we'll have cloudy skies with a high around 80 and tonight's low around 64. And over the next 3 days, on Tuesday, we'll have mostly cloudy skies with a high of 84 and a low of 67. Wednesday, partly cloudy skies with a high around 87 and a low of 69. And on Thursday, partly cloudy skies with a high around 90 and a low around 71. Now let's take a look at today's top headlines. Baldwin and Saltillo will ask the legislature to approve tourism taxes when they reconvene in January. For Baldwin, the former tax was repealed in July, in which the town used the money to fund its Chamber of Commerce, parks, infrastructure, and tourism, and officials are looking to have that restored. Mayor Michael James said that there was some miscommunication about the repeal date, so they thought they had until 2019. And James also said that they have a resolution ready to present to the legislature, and they were told it would be one of the first things that they'll deal with. Meanwhile, Saltillo is asking for permission to move forward with the process of establishing a tourism tax. This is the second straight year that they've made the request, and if approved, the legislature would give Saltillo the right to hold a special referendum to ask citizens whether or not they want the extra tax on restaurants and hotels. Mayor Rex Smith said that there was not any traction with the bill in the Senate this past session, and that they'll probably send to both sides this year. If approved, Baldwin and Saltillo would join 14 other cities in one county in our coverage area to levy a special tax on hotels and or restaurants. Now, while most have a 2% tax, Aberdeen only has 1%, and Fulton asks for 3%, but only on hotel rentals. And more than 225 people gathered on Sunday for the annual 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb in Tupelo. This is the third year the event has taken place, and it includes members of fire departments, law enforcement agencies, and cities from the area. Participants walked the equivalent of 110 stories to honor the first responders who lost their lives on September 11, 2001. Whitney Jones, who's the vice president of the Tupelo Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary, said that this was the largest participation so far, and departments from as far as Tennessee joined this year. And this is one of several annual events to remember the lives lost 17 years ago. And several organizations around Oxford and Lafayette County are stepping in to fill the gaps and care for animals around the area before the closure of the Oxford Lafayette Humane Society. We profiled one of the groups in our Sunday centerpiece. Mississippi Mutts helps approximately 100 animals per month through its 60-member foster network. And founder Katie Muldoon said the group has helped about 900 animals so far, but unfortunately, that's just a dance. We've recently reported that the shelter is set to close at the end of this month due to overpopulation, and Oxford is also preparing for the minimization of its animal control services. Mayor Robin Tannehill said 4 groups had made inquiries for information on how to take over the lease of the Humane Society building, and she said that they hope to find an organization that wants to fine-tune the services previously offered. She also said the city will still pay for animal control services, building, and maintenance, as well as utilities for the next tenant. And this change is not only impacting Lafayette County. Panola County sends about 16% of its intake at OLHS, while Yalobusha County sends about 11%, which is up significantly from last year. Mississippi Mutts is just one group that's bidding on the shelter. We've also previously reported that Mississippi Critters has announced plans to bid, and 9 Lives Cat Rescue is another local group looking to help animal overcrowding. And in sports, both Ole Miss and Mississippi State remain unbeaten on the year, and the Rebels are looking now at the start of conference play when they host Alabama this weekend. The Rebels, of course, defeated Southern Illinois 76-41 on Saturday, and while it was an impressive offensive showing, Alabama's defense so far this season has only given up 21 points. Meanwhile, Mississippi State has one more week before entering SEC play, and they'll host Louisiana Lafayette this weekend. And they defeated Kansas State on the road. And after that win, they moved up 2 spots to number 16 in both major polls on Sunday. And we'll have plenty of coverage in advance of both games this week, so be sure to keep up with that on djournal.com. And I'll do it for Newsbreak on this Monday. Don't forget that this show is just one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal to get you news off the page and on the go. Each story discussed today on Newsbreak can be found in your Daily Journal or online at djournal.com, where you can find a new episode of Newsbreak each weekday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Walters. Have a great afternoon.